9 News at 4 starts right now.
It started as a shooting outside a UC Health hospital, then turned into 2 crime scenes. A woman is recovering after being shot multiple times. 9 News Investigates is live in Greeley tonight with the latest details.
Trick-or-treating is underway, and millions across the East Coast are seeing unusually spooky record heat tonight. Meanwhile, back here at home, we're tracking a chilly forecast for Denver. Our Weather Impact team will have the trick-or-treat forecast.
Very impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Never seen a pumpkin that big, I think.
One of the largest pumpkins grown in Colorado is now ready for Halloween. We'll show you what it takes to carve a nearly 2,000-pound pumpkin.
And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock. I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Kim Christensen. Happy Halloween. Chilly weather, cold in the morning.
Oof.
Yeah, it's already here. Take a live look outside right now. We were stuck in the 50s for most of the day.
Overnight, we saw our first hard freeze, and Kim's always asking me, she says, what's a hard freeze?
I have been asking, please.
Well, the National Weather Service says it's if it goes to 28 or below for more than an hour. That's a hard freeze.
That's a hard freeze.
Well,
different than a soft freeze.
Yeah, the soft freeze is delicious, though.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
We did get down to 25 at DIA this morning, making it the coldest morning in Denver in some 206 days. Yeah, remember April 8th? Whoa, that was cold. April 8th.
Okay, let's take a live look at Wolf Creek Ski Area. Right now, they're the only resort that's running the lifts. They report 9 inches of fresh powder from the latest storm, and soon won't be the only resort open because we learned just hours ago Arapahoe Basin and Keystone will be firing up their lifts on Saturday.
You know, when it's this cold, you want to wear a hat.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, look, Lauren has a hat on.
The Wicked Witch of 9 News is here to give you your trick-or-treat forecast.
You say it proudly.
Yeah, that's what you should. I should be proud of this. I've worked really hard for this title.
You're a good witch. You're a good witch.
Well, we do have good trick-or-treat weather, and I say that because we're going to be very seasonal. So yes, we'll be chilly, but we're going to be where we should be this time of year. Temperatures this time of year should be in the upper 50s for our highs, and as we go into the later afternoon hours into this evening, we're going to see those temperatures drop, of course, a lot after sunset. So as you go out trick-or-treating, you want to make sure you're dressed warm, but thankfully, Halloween didn't fall yesterday when we had those frigid temperatures. If you'll be trick-or-treating between the hours of 6 to 9 o'clock this evening, you're looking for those temperatures anywhere from the middle 50s to around the lower 40s as you're winding down for the evening. Outside of that, temperatures right now, 61 degrees at DIA, just a tad bit above average for this time of year. Most of the Front Range and Eastern Plains in the 50s. We're seeing some 40s in the high country, more 50s right now across the western slope. But again, we were very cold yesterday. We've warmed up quickly. So most of the state seeing warmer temperatures than what we had just this time yesterday. The Front Range and Eastern Plains seeing a bigger jump. We're anywhere from 10 to 20 to 22 degrees in Burlington, warmer than we were just 24 hours ago. So we will continue to see that warmer weather settle in for this weekend, but we do have another winter storm coming in. I'll have details on all of that, plus the rest of your trick-or-treat forecast just ahead.
It was quite a scene in Weld County this morning. A woman now expected to survive, but she was shot outside of a Greeley hospital.
Police found the man suspected in the attack dead in a home a few miles away after firefighters put out a fire that destroyed his car. It's still not really clear what led up to this attack. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates has been in Weld County all day, joins us now from the second crime scene. Kevin, what can you tell us about the fire itself?
Kim and Tom, all of this is still under investigation, but one neighbor here told us he caught a glimpse of this car going by his house and that it was already burning. The trouble started about 8 a.m. That's when a woman walked into the emergency room at the UC Health Hospital in West Greeley. According to police, she'd been shot in the parking lot and suffered multiple bullet wounds. Police converged on the area, but the attacker was gone. A short time later, and a few miles away, a call for help came from this home in the adjoining city of Evans. Among those who rushed out to see what was happening was Tony Dietrich, who caught sight of a car ablaze in the driveway.
This looks like what you see on TV when people pour gasoline and everything else. I mean, my mouth about hit the floor when I saw that.
2 nearby schools went on lockdown while firefighters attacked the flames, which blackened the lawn in the front of the home. Police used a loudspeaker to try to get the man inside to give up. Eventually, members of a SWAT team entered the home. Inside, they found the suspect dead.
I walk my dogs around the neighborhood all the time. Other people do too. I've never seen anybody in that house. ever.
According to Greeley police, the man and woman knew each other, but we don't yet know the nature of that relationship. We expect to learn much more in the coming days, including the identities of the people involved in this incident. Live in Evans, I'm Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Well, Evan, there's so much to sort through, and whenever somebody shows up at a hospital and then you're hearing about a second scene, that's a lot for police to investigate.
That is, and it was a lockdown. The hospital was locked down for a while this morning. There are 2 schools right behind this neighborhood that were locked down for a while, and the scene behind me where this fire was is obviously quite serious.
Yeah, traumatic for everyone around that community. Thank you so much.
Governor Jared Polis announced that his office is now sending more help to the Secretary of State's office to make sure that we have a secure election. This after voting system passwords were leaked online. The Secretary of State's office inadvertently posted a spreadsheet to its website with a hidden tab that included system passwords for voting machines. Governor Polis says cybersecurity and technology experts will help update the passwords to the equipment used. Polis says these experts have already undergone background checks. They're hoping to have the passwords updated tonight. Former President Trump's campaign is expressing concern over the leaked passwords here in Colorado, demanding that the state's Secretary of State, Jenna Griswold, temporarily stop processing mail-in ballots and resecure the voting systems in the impacted counties. The campaign demanded those counties stop processing mail ballots and prepare to rescan all mail-in ballots.
Colorado is getting out the vote. New numbers from the Secretary of State's office show another 100,000 people returned their ballots yesterday. So far, more than 1.5 million people have voted. The most ballots returned so far have been in Jefferson County, with more than 193,000 ballots. It's not too late. Of course, you can vote all the way until 7 o'clock Election Day next Tuesday, and you can register also as well. We've got a full voter guide, how you can get your vote out there, make it matter. Just text the word VOTE to 303-871-1491, and we'll send you back a link. On Election Day, we're going to have team coverage before and after the polls close. Join us for our full election night update starting at 3 o'clock next Tuesday night on 9 News and streaming on 9 News Plus. Looking at the final campaign trail and the push for candidates, both candidates right now focusing on key Southwest battleground states.
Vice President Harris and former President Trump both taking part in events in Arizona and Nevada today. Here's NBC's Bree Jackson.
Presidential candidates dodging distractions and getting back on message. Vice President Harris hammering home her closing argument.
I'm running like the underdog because we are. Donald Trump's been running for the last decade.
Harris looking to move past President Biden's comments where he appeared to refer to former President Trump's supporters as garbage and is instead using Mr. Trump's words to her advantage after he said this.
I want to protect the women of our country. They said, sir, I just think it's inappropriate for you to say. I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not.
Listen, it actually is, I think, very offensive to women in terms of not understanding their agency, their authority, their right, and their ability to make decisions about their own lives, including their own bodies.
Both candidates making their last-minute pitch to voters in Arizona and Nevada, the most diverse battleground state. Trump seeking to make inroads with Latino voters after a comedian at his rally made offensive remarks about Puerto Rico. The former president leaning in on the economy.
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? With your vote in this election, I will end inflation.
Americans are paying close attention to campaign promises.
I think if Trump were to be in office, yeah, we're screwed.
She said that she's going to change it, but we don't know.
Both candidates are making their final push to convince voters. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.